Hour number two of the Art Lewis Show. Nice to have you with us today. And we have a very special guest this morning who is coming back to Saginaw for the Strangehold 50th Anniversary Tour. He's going to be at the Temple Theater on the 27th of August at 7:30 p.m. He is the one and only Ted Nugent. Ted, good morning to you.
And a fine, nicely cooled off summer Michigan morning to you, Art.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I've got to say something, folks, about Ted. Over the years, I've talked to him occasionally. We have a couple of mutual friends who might be calling in this morning. I should warn you. But it's my feeling of Ted. If you strip away the guitar, you strip away all the hunting, the guns, all the bravado. Underneath what you find is a caring human being. How far off am I, Ted?
Well, thank you for that, Art. But I think when you really identify my true north compass setting, and I'm not bragging, I'm kind of celebrating how my mom and dad raised me back in Michigan when 1948 when I was born. It was literally the epicenter of work ethic, family, God, freedom, law and order. So, yes, I did write Wango Tango, and I actually meant it. So, yes, but it's not separate because that is a direct result of the work ethic, the dedication to put one's heart and soul into being the best that they can be. And you get that with my promotion of conservation, the mystical flight of the arrow discipline, marksmanship discipline, safe gun handling. So if you really stripped away the rock and roll and the guns and conservation, I guess you'd have Ozzy Osbourne. And I love Ozzy. I'm just using that as an example of a guy that I loved and I knew, and that he's gone now. So we should celebrate his incredible talent in music and his work ethic. But what I do is, but the Nugent family is dedicated to giving back. We have a Ted Nugent Camp for Kids 36-year nonprofit volunteer charity where we've trained children to be clean and sober. We've showed them that there's light in this amazing miracle that God has created, and that we should participate as hands-on, conscientious stewards of these precious resources that don't just give us venison and challenge. It gives us clean air, soil, and water. So thank you for those kind words, but I'm not alone. I really am, even though I am the Motor City Madman, and thank God there's only one of those, I am just an average guy. I'm 77 years clean and sober. I'm not sure how average that is, but I'm an average guy that believes in God, family, country, work ethic, law and order, good over evil, self-defense, and the foundational values of the greatest quality of life in the world, which is known as the American dream.
I'm 82 and have the same thing, and I grew up in that same work ethic era. I graduated high school when I was young. I was 16. I got home in New York City, and on the dining room table the day of my graduation were New York City work papers and the address of the job my dad had gotten for me that started 2 days later.
Yeah, that's how that worked. God bless you. By the way, Art, you're one of the rare interviews I get to do where I can respect my elders. God bless you.
Yeah, I got you by 5 years.
Yes, indeed. God bless you for that, man.
Well, you know, we're all products of our families and our upbringing, and it's refreshing to hear somebody talk about family teaching work ethic, because I'm not sure that goes on as much today. I'm sure it does, but not as much. Just seems to me the young generation doesn't have the same respect for work that we did.
Well, I'm glad you have a radio show, Art, because I'm honored and proud and rather stimulated on this nice, cool August morning. I've been out training my dogs already in the rain here in the southern swamps of Michigan, and to know that I'm on with a guy that stands up for the basic family values, and I get to talk to my friends in Saginaw, Bay City, and Flint, Rose City, Standish, Gladwin, even over in Lexington where I'm playing, and getting ready to get me some Michigan muskmelons this time of year. Is it the season right now for Michigan muskmelons?
If it's not, it'll be soon.
Well, I can't wait. That's why I'm doing a gig in Saginaw. I'm getting paid in muskmelons.
I have to ask you this, though, Ted. In some ways, as you've aged, as we all age, you're 70, let's see, 77, yeah. Right, in December?
Yep.
Has it mellowed you any?
Yes and no. Just physically, I've had to slow down, even though
yeah.
if you follow me on my daily squirrel hunt with Jackson, Sadie, and Coco, you'd think I was like 14. But then I pay for it later, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, there's some physical realities. Mrs. Nugent keeps scolding me to slow the hell down, mister. But I'm healthy because I've taken good care of myself, which is why I promote conservation, because the only real quality food in America is what you grow yourself and kill yourself and prepare yourself. So I've had the best diet in the world since I was born, even though through the 50s and 60s we didn't eat a lot of venison. But at least the FDA and USDA hadn't waged chemical warfare on our food system. So I'm not out of the ordinary. In fact, Art, to give you a real buoyant, positive report, I have a weekly Ted Nugent, I can't use some words, Hellraiser brunch that I get together with my taxidermist, my gunsmith, a hardware store operator, farmers and ranchers, cops, mechanics, plumbers, guitar players, all the important people in life, welders, the number one important person, and their kids have a work ethic. Their kids are polite. Their kids are trim and healthy. Their kids are not infested with the government chemical warfare of blubber and obesity and slowed down and zombie, technology, numbnutness. There's really a good population of piss and vinegar, working hard, playing hard Americans out there. And I know I could be spoiled, except that when I go to Ann Arbor to Whole Foods, when I go to the sushi bar, people come up to me everywhere Shemaine and I go. People come up and thank us for celebrating hunting rights, Second Amendment rights, good over evil, self-defense, First Amendment rights, God, family, country. So we're not alone, but if you relied upon government, media, academia, and the other sources of vocal power, they don't represent the heart and soul of America. Hey, Art, you and me, Ted Nugent and Art Lewis, we represent the best heart and soul of America, where we care, we're conscientious, we pursue a higher level of awareness so that our steps bring quality to the people around us, even before it brings quality to our own American dream.
Yeah.
That is ubiquitous out there, Art, especially in my beloved birth state of Michigan.
All right, Ted, hang on. We got to take a break, and we'll be back. We're talking to Ted Nugent, the Motor City Madman, although I just prefer calling him Ted. And we will be back. Let me ask how you slept last night, because today we're asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed and you spend a third of your life there, or theoretically you do, you need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but you can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. They feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home, and if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them online at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 1935.
Going on vacation? Go to
with you here on the Art Lewis Show. My guest, Ted Nugent, with us this morning. And Ted, as I mentioned up front, we have a couple of mutual friends. One of them is on the phone right now with you. Say good morning to Mike Avery.
Yeah, I was just going to mention this is Mike Avery country, my Fred Bear Spirit of the Wild blood brother. Hey, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to call and check in. I think it's so cool that two guys that I have so much respect for are getting the chance to talk this morning. Ted, I just wanted to thank you again publicly for everything you've done for conservation, hunting, and fishing over the years. And Art Lewis, a guy who is not an avid or hardcore hunter and angler, yet you stand up for what we believe in and you stand up for our way of life, and I have much respect for that, and thank you both very much.
Well, I believe in it.
Yeah,
I don't have to.
Because that's so important, because Art he's the most important quality of a human being, if I may, is believability. And Art is believable, and he supports proper activities, especially environmentally friendly harvesting, annual natural God season, hunting, fishing, trapping. So, yeah, Art Lewis may be more important for conservation promotion and self-evident truth, logic, and common sense than you and me combined, Mike.
No, I doubt that. I doubt that. However, I mean, what it is, when you think about it, and I've known Mike a long time, 30, 40 years now, and even though I grew up in New York City, so I never grew up a hunter. My hunting was always done with a camera. But I believe in what it means in terms of conservation, in terms of wildlife management, in terms of all of that. It's the natural progression. And so I'm not afraid to stand up and speak for it. Whether I do it or not doesn't matter, as long as I understand what its benefits are.
And that's that believability.
Yeah, that means a lot, Art.
Of that.
Yeah. So listen, guys, have a great day. Ted, have a great show in Saginaw and this tour you're doing here in Michigan. It amazes me that you're out there still rocking like you are, and I appreciate it. So God bless you both, and I'm going to hang up. I'm going to listen to the rest of your conversation.
All right, Mike, thanks. Take care.
Thanks, Mike.
Everybody, see you tomorrow.
So, Ted, does it amaze Mrs. Nugent how much you're still doing on stage?
I don't. It's not even close to the old days. I mean, when I get on stage in Saginaw, that will be the night after 2 nights sold out in Lexington on August 27th. That will be my 7,001 concert. Now that counts all the jam sessions with all these great artists and great bands, and playing the national anthem for the military heroes and their families and the great Donald Trump. I went back and counted all the sock hops and pool parties and fraternity parties and all the jam sessions, and that'll be my 7,000th concert in Lexington, Michigan on the 26th of this month in 2025. So even though I by the way, last month I set an attendance record, an all-time attendance record, 30,000 plus people in Wisconsin singing Fred Bear and Stranglehold. I mean, talking about out of body. So Mrs. Nugent is not surprised, because I shoot my bow every day. I train with my handgun every day. I train my dogs every day. I do media, truth, logic, and common sense every day. And I play my Gibson Birdland every day, because even as an old man, it still drives me nuts.
But it keeps you, it keeps you in the game, doesn't it? It keeps you stimulated.
Yeah, well, again, you know what, Art? I have the #1 song in the world just last week. It's called What Would Charlie Daniels Do, with this great artist, Ira Dean. And he asked me to play guitar on his song. It's a great tribute to not just what would Charlie Daniels do, but what would conscientious good people do? What would be the goodwill and decency thing to do? So I played my Gibson Birdland from Kalamazoo, Michigan, on Ira Dean's song, and it became #1 in the world with over 2 million views. We actually filmed it on our Texas ranch on top of my fire-breathing Ford Zebra Bronco, thanks to Pat Butler and all my crazy mechanics. So, yeah, you can tell in my voice I'm old, but I'm passionate about the things that still stimulate me and satisfy me and propel me. So I'm a lucky, lucky man when it comes to that.
I have to chuckle. You said you're a zebra-painted Bronco. I remember many years ago you had a zebra-painted Hummer.
That's right. Yeah.
I got to drove that thing because Bill Martin had it on his lot here.
That's right. That's right. Well,
it had a plaque in it, I think, that said "custom built for the Whackmeister," if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, well, bottom line is, Art, nobody has more fun than I do, because I was raised to pursue my passions. I mean, my life is we have Sunrise Acres, Sunrise Safaris that I guide and outfit hunters from all around the world. And we have a beautiful little ranch here in Southern people come from everywhere to hunt pigs and goats and white-tailed deer. So I meet the best people in the world every weekend, July, August, September, October, and November. So that's who I'm representing when I open my big mouth. Not hunches, not guesswork. I represent the heart and soul of the best people who earn their own way, live within their means, and save for a rainy day.
As I mentioned, we had two mutual friends, and the other one is on the phone now. Please say hello to Bay County Executive Jim Barsha. Jim.
Yowza, Jim, my backstrap blood brother, all my hunting buddies. Hi, Jim.
Jim, you there? Whoops. Okay, he disappeared.
Yeah, Jim's like that. This time of year, he's probably out in the woods.
No, he's not. Not yet. We'll get him to call back. He was on and it hung up, so he must have had somebody come in his office because he's busy. He actually does work.
I have the technology.
Let me ask you something, Ted. This is, we can't talk politics all the time, and I enjoy shows where I have guests and don't have to talk politics, but there are some issues that I have to ask about. I have said for a long time, the far left, the far right make all the noise, but most people don't live there. That they may have some conservative fiscal tendencies and socially liberal tendencies or any mix thereof. Am I right or wrong from where you sit?
You're absolutely right, except the pendulum has swung extremely. You know, people call me an extremist and a radical because I believe in balancing the deer herd. They phrase it in such a way that I murder innocent animals. There are people that hate Ted Nugent because I believe we should have secure borders. That's not a hunch. That's not an opinion that a nation has to have secure borders. Mm-hmm. So a fellow American would hate you and me because we believe in secure borders. We support legal immigration, like my grandparents came from Sweden. And there are people that will hate us because we don't believe that men should be allowed to destroy women's sports or join women in the line. So the line drawn in the sand has never been more obvious. And I got to tell you, if you don't believe in secure borders, you're a bad person.
Well, you can't have
if you believe that men should destroy women's sports, you're just a bad person. So it really is a division right now, but thank God we have a president that's putting us back on a real American course. And I do politics every day because everything, quality of life, comes down to constitutional conservation, conservative values.
All right, I think Jim is back with us. Jim, are you there?
I am.
Hey, there he is, Jim Barsha.
I didn't think I got through the part, so just listening to the interview and want to say hello to my longtime friend Ted Nugent. Ted, thank you for all you've done on behalf of conservation. As Mike said, been a true champion of healthful living and avoiding drugs and alcohol, and constantly using your platform as a rock and roll star to impart that to our young people, but especially reminding everyone, and especially our Department of Natural Resources here in Michigan, about the responsibility in terms of responsible management of our wild game. And for same reasons that I heard a little bit earlier, you and Art talking about. But also I recall way back when you were the inspiration for the introduction of the hunter harassment law in Michigan, which we were one of the first states in the nation back then in the 1980s to place protections on the rights of hunters to get out there and pursue their recreation and help manage our wildlife populations. So thank you, Ted, for all that you do on behalf of sportsmen and women across Michigan and literally across the country and the world. I remember Ted Nugent World Bow Hunters as well. Mm-hmm. So your reach goes far beyond the United States, Ted, and we appreciate all of your advocacy on behalf of sportsmen and women and our right to hunt and fish and all that you do. And I just have to say I'm so amazed at the energy you still maintain. You're as energetic as the first time I met you. And I think the first time I actually saw you, performed, Ted, was way back at the Battle of the Bands site in Bay City by the state park. Ted Nugent, the Amboy Dukes, before I even had a driver's license. So I think we rode our bicycles out to watch you perform way back in the late or mid to late 60s.
Feeling older, Ted? Feeling older now?
Well, Jim, back at you, my friend. God bless you. And again, I'm what the founding fathers wanted all Americans to be, to stand up for truth, logic, common sense, those self-evident truth, God-given individual rights as outlined in those sacred documents, the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Ten Commandments, Golden Rule, all that radical stuff. So thank you for those kind words. But you notice that here it is 2025, and I was already raising hell way back in the 60s because there was a man who said there were 11 counties in Michigan you could not hunt on Sunday. And I knew instinctively before I became a political activist that no man has control over another American or any man on what days they might hunt during God's natural season of harvest. So I fought to get rid of that Sunday hunting ban in 11 counties. I fought to get rid of the tree stand. You weren't allowed to climb a tree with your bow and arrow. Well, my brain said there's no man has control over my tree climbing. So I'm still fighting it because the bureaucrats are still out of control. There's still a lot of upgrade that needs to be accomplished here in Michigan, and I keep fighting for it because the future of our quality air, soil, and water is in the hands of hunters, fishermen, and trappers who monitor our sacred ground and make sure that there's healthy balance by harvesting the science-based surplus every year. I mean, even guitar players can figure that out, Jim, so I'm on it. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, Ted, thank you for everything and all that you do campaigning across the country and reminding people about what it means to be an American and our right to enjoy our favorite recreation, whether it be hunting, fishing, and for all of the scientific reasons that you and Art have already covered, and that's managing the wildlife in a responsible way. And I know sportsmen really appreciate your advocacy, Ted, and hopefully, I'm hopeful that maybe I will see you at the Temple Theater at the end of the month.
I hope so. Well, God bless you, Jim. It's good hearing from you again, my friend. I still have your beautiful wolf down in the basement of my Texas ranch, and it's got beautiful plaque on it that you gave me, and it's right there next to my 40 million records platinum albums.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ted, for all you do, and I'll let you get back with sharing more of your insight with the audience, sir. Thank you.
Jim, thanks a lot. Jim. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Art. Bye.
Bay County Executive Jim Barsha. Ted, hang on. You got the time, I hope.
Yes, you got it, Art.
All right. I'll be right back. We got to take a break, and we'll be back with Ted Nugent.
We're proud to make
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show talking to Ted Nugent, who's going to be in Saginaw at the Temple Theater on the 27th, coming up, let's see, a week from tomorrow. And it's going to be at 7:30. Tickets are limited, so you better get online and get them now while they're hot. And they're hot because of Ted Nugent and the Stranglehold 50th Anniversary Tour. Ted, I have to ask, have you ever got tired of going on stage and performing?
Never. No, I can't wait. In fact, we play some intro songs. We play We're an American Band by Grand Funk Railroad just before I take the stage. And everybody always gets mad at me because I don't wait till the song's over. I charge onto the stage. I'm a music lover before I'm a musician. I mean, I was inspired by Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard and certainly James Brown and Wilson Pickett and all the things, Motown, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. So I still crave that stuff. And here's why. You use the term recreation. That's what Jim Barsha and Mike Avery, they celebrate that the recreational activities of the great outdoors will cleanse the soul. Well, because I spend so much time in the great outdoors in a totally quiet, slow, ultra higher level of awareness consciousness, that when I get done with that spirit of the wild activity, I can't wait to get my guitar in my hands and play these licks. So the balance in my life I think the greatest philosopher of all times was Dirty Harry when he said, a good man knows his limitations. If all you do is play the music, you're going to want to escape it somehow. And most of them turn to drugs and alcohol, and that's not the answer. That ruins your life. My answer has always been the spirit of the wild, the great outdoors. So when I get ready to go on stage, it's like I'm 15 years old doing the Battle of the Bands at the Bay City roller rink. I just can't wait to play these songs.
Well, but that's why you're good at it, among other things, because you don't have to fake it. And I tell people all the time, and I used to guest lecture broadcast classes and told young budding radio types, just be yourself. Don't try and be somebody else. Be who you are.
That's that believability factor that I mentioned. All of our favorite artists have an incredible work ethic. I mean, I know the guys in Aerosmith and Cheap Trick and Sammy Hagar. I know Kid Rock and Bob Seger. And I know all these incredible musicians, their work ethic and their passion to create that tight, authoritative American rhythm and blues and rock and roll and a very soulful and dynamic delivery. It really is a compelling force that it can overwhelm you, and we can name an awful lot of musicians that didn't have an escape, like the mystical flight of the arrow, which is the ultimate discipline. And that's why when I speak with you, Art, here in the Winter Water Wonderland, my Great Lakes birth state of Michigan, I know that my Fred Bear team is out there, Tom and Sharon Jenkins and John Redrowski. The Fred Bear song is the ultimate soundtrack for not just intense rock and roll because of the I played my tribute to that great man, but it also takes you away. My musicians, Jason Hartless on drums, Johnny Big on bass guitar, is every guitar player's dream. My crew, I have the best, most professional, musically dedicated crew in the world. Every night is the most important concert of our life. In fact, Art, when we get ready to go on stage, we kind of smash fists against each other, my band and crew, and we say, remember, we're auditioning for the James Brown Band tonight. We better play tight. So we love the music, and that's why people keep coming.
All right. One more segment, Ted, and then I'll let you go. I got to take a quick break here, and then we'll finish up chatting with Ted Nugent, the Motor City Madman, going to be in Saginaw on the 27th of August at the Temple Theater. Very limited tickets left. Go online and find out.
You bought a truck to keep.
All right, back with you in the minutes remaining. We are chatting with the one and only Ted Nugent. Had a question from a listener, Ted. Will Derek Street Holmes appear at any of the Michigan shows?
No, he won't be able to. He does a bunch of gigs himself. He's a great, great singer and guitar player. In fact, he jams in Detroit on occasion with my guitar player hero, Jim McCarty of Mitch Wright and the Detroit Wheels. But no, I like the Greasem Threesome. I like Jason Hartless on drums and Johnny Big on bass guitar, and I like Unleashing the Gibson Birdland. So it's just the three of us.
All right. I have, by the way, I have a bucket list item you're involved in. The day will come, I'm going to have to figure out how, probably through Mike Avery. Out of the limelight, away from the spotlight, I would love to sit down and just have lunch with Ted Nugent.
Well, there's a bunch of great Polak restaurants up there in Saginaw Bay City. Art, let's make it a point to do that because I love that good Polish food.
All right.
John Wedrowski could guide us.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. You mentioned early on, I'm not a hunter, but I am a handgunner. I have several. My favorite is my Super Black Hawk 44 Magnum with a red dot.
Oh, yeah.
I carry a Glock 19X for a duty weapon, and my concealed is a Shield Plus from Smith & Wesson, and a bunch more. But I love to shoot. So let me ask you this. If you're going out conserving, hunting, would you rather have that bow and arrow, or would you rather have a gun in your hand? Or does it matter?
Well, first of all, I'm so radical that I actually believe God gave me the individual right to keep and bear arms. So you know what I do every day in my life, Art? I keep and bear arms. Unarmed and helpless is a foolish, oftentimes suicidal decision.
Well, me too.
So I believe that this precious gift of life from God is my moral, spiritual, and intellectual obligation to protect it. Therefore, I carry a gun everywhere I go. But I do 99% of my hunting with my bow and arrow. I just love to get close to game. It's such a challenge. I like to look them in the eye. I like to understand my relationship with nature. That's why I do so much dog hunting. I have 3 amazing hunting